Learn about what people like and what they don't like. That's the nice thing about having a class like this is everyone's probably using at least one of these devices or have used it.
No, I have.
Yeah. So we'll learn about them today. All right. Well, I'm going to get started here. I want to welcome everyone to Get Set Up. We're seniors teaching seniors about technology. We have social hours and all kinds of programming for you to enjoy. Today's class, we're going to talk about streaming devices, what they are, and then whether or not you need one of them. We had another class, some of you I know probably have taken it, where we talked about the streaming services like Netflix and that type of thing. This class, we're going to talk about those devices that you're going to attach to your TV to have access to these services. My name is Donna. I'm your guide today. I was in the IT industry for over 30 years. I enjoy helping people get over their fears of learning technology. And this session is being recorded. If you wish to have a copy of the recording, you can email help@getsetup.io. We're on live stream, so hello to people out there on live stream. Come on in, register, get to know us so we can get to know you and your name and everything. And we're not paid to promote any of the devices we're talking about today. This is just for our own education. So our agenda, we're going to talk about, just do an overview of what the TV streaming devices are, what they do. Tips on choosing maybe the right one for you. And then some of the features and options. We're going to look at the different manufacturers and what they offer. And I just asked if anyone's using some devices. Some people are using them, some aren't. It's going to be a mixed bag in this class. If you want to put in chat at all any information about what you're using or what you like or what you don't like, go ahead and put that in. It helps other people because there's people who maybe have never used one of these devices and they really want to kind of get an idea of which ones are the good ones and which ones aren't. I mean, I think they're all good. I don't think any of these are bad. That's for sure. So when we talk about a TV streaming device, what do they do? They provide internet access for your TV so that you can watch Netflix, you can watch Hulu and all those streaming services. That's what these do. The main manufacturers are Roku, Amazon, Google, and Apple. This is a little picture of a bunch of them here. Roku's over here. You can see the Apple device, the 4K device, Chromecast, Google Chromecast, and the Amazon Fire Stick. And some of these some of you may have one of these in your house. Now, what do you need to use one of these devices? Okay, you need a connection to the internet by Wi-Fi. These all work on Wi-Fi. Some of the higher end models do have an Ethernet connector where they can connect by wire. That will give you, by the way, faster, more bandwidth, shall we say, on your internet access, if you can attach that way. And really, these can be attached to any TV, smart or not. Now, smart TVs have some of these services already built into the TV. But some people will buy one of these Rokus or Amazons just because they like the remote. They like some of the features that come with these streaming devices, and they're not too thrilled with whatever was built into their TV. So you will sometimes attach these to smart TVs. So it can be a smart TV or not. Not to say that the other TVs are dumb. So when we're talking about internet connection speed requirements, and the litmus test for me is if you're already using Netflix, you have enough bandwidth to run any of this type of stuff. We're looking at what they call megabits per second, 10 megabits per second at minimum to stream one movie or show on your network. If you're going to do 4K video, which is fairly new, we've been watching a lot of shows now in HD or HDR, they call it. the 4K standard. Do they sell? Most of the TVs are 4K that they sell now. However, not all the shows are at 4K yet. So the TV shows and movies are kind of lacking. They're lagging a little bit.
Donna, will they be flat and be flat looking?
Yeah. All these TVs are going to be flat now.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if basically you try to stream in 4K and you don't have a 4K TV. I mean, or if you have a 4K TV, I'm sorry, if you have a 4K TV, okay, and say Netflix doesn't do taking 4K, are you going to notice any difference in the quality of the picture?
Well, if you have a 4K TV, if you really want to see what 4K looks like and you're curious, get on YouTube. Get on YouTube and look for 4K videos, because there's a lot of 4K videos on YouTube, and you'll see the difference. They're very spectacular. You can really see the difference. It's just that when you're watching, Mom or one of those shows on TV, they're not going to be in 4K. So if you're curious about it, get on YouTube. If you already have if you're connected, and you'll see it's pretty nice.
Oh, I will. Okay, thank you.
What is 4K TV video? What is it? I don't even know what that is.
It's a higher definition. We started out with the older TVs had a lower resolution, they call it. And then we went to HD. I mean, anyone remember when the broadcast station started broadcasting in HD, and you could see everyone really up close? Remember that? That was like, whoa. You could see the pores in their faces. I mean, it was quite a change when that happened, and that went across the board on all the TVs. And 4K is the next level. But just like when we had the HD, which was probably about 10 years ago, the switch over, it took a while. It took a while to get all the broadcast and everyone on it. So we're at that point now again, where 4K, the TVs are being sold 4K. A lot of these streaming devices can do 4K, but the content, the actual movies and everything, not quite there yet in the streaming, but it'll be there.
I have a question, and I know this is really a dumb question.
There's no dumb questions.
Can you go back and just clarify what is streaming? What does that mean?
Oh, okay. The streaming is when you're streaming, you're watching from the internet. You're going to watch a movie or a TV show. You're going to stream it down from the TV, from the internet, versus going on cable, your cable provider or your satellite cable provider, where you're working off of their network. You're actually on their network, and you're watching content from their network. If you have a cable service, you have a cable that comes into your house. You're actually connecting to their network. So the streaming is happening from the internet. So there's a lot of, and I encourage you to take my other class when you see it on the schedule, where we talk about all the streaming services and who has what channel and that type of thing. Hopefully I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
So you're welcome. So when we're talking about 4K video, which is around, kind of around the corner, we're still, ramping up with it. You need about 20 megabits per second on your line to support this. And if you have multiple people in your household and multiple people are going to be watching movie and TV on different devices, then you're going to need about 40 megabits per second. You can always call your provider to see what you have, or log onto your account to see what your account supports. But again, if you're doing Netflix right now or Hulu, any of those type of streaming services, you're good. You're good.
Donna? Is a streaming service in lieu of cable? Can you not?
Yes. Yep.
You don't have cable.
Yeah, a lot of people do. They call it cutting the cord.
Okay.
Where they switch over to these services. And I do encourage you to take the other class that I have, because we really talk about all those in detail, all the different services that there are.
When is that
all right.
class?
Well, maybe Brandon can take a look and see, put a link in the chat to see when that class is.
That would be perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. So how can you tell, first of all, if you have a smart TV? just to review some of the technology that we're talking about here today. If your TV is just a few years old, it probably is a smart TV. It has a flat screen, most likely. And if you look at your remote, if you've got a Netflix button or a Hulu button or Amazon Prime button right on your remote, you've got a smart TV. That's definitely, and you'll see the little home button here. And when you're on your TV, when you click on that home button to get to the home menu, you're going to see Netflix, Prime, Disney, Hulu. You're going to see a bunch of apps showing up on your TV. And that is your indication that this is a smart TV. It has apps on it. All of these are streaming services. And you're going to, some are already preloaded on your TV. You'll probably see Disney. I don't have Disney. Disney showed up on my TV, so it got loaded by some update. So this is what it looks like on a smart TV.
Should we be afraid of the smart TVs? Like, can people listen in? That's why I didn't want to get one, or don't worry about that.
You know, it's, first of all, someone would have to, you make sure your internet access to your house, you have a password on it. Yeah. Probably more in danger if you're in a city, because people can drive up and down the street and look for networks to break into. But if you're out in a rural area or you live in a small town, I doubt anyone's going to be breaking into your Wi-Fi and that type of thing. And if you don't have a smart TV, of course, we're going to be talking about these devices today. Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, Google Chromecast with Google TV, just to show you these the players in this field. They have various pricing of models, and we're going to take a look at some of them in a little bit. Amazon TV, the Apple TV 4K, the Apple world, $180 for this. It's a very expensive streaming device. Not too many options on the Apple side, unfortunately. But this is an excellent streaming device it has Dolby Vision. It's got a lot more memory than the others. So it is a good device. It's just that the pricing is way off compared to what the other competitors have. All of these devices are going to connect into your HDMI port at the back of your TV. HDMI has been around for over 10 years. It's been around for a long time. So a lot of TVs will have these ports if you just look in the back. And just to show you, this is a little display I took at Target. All four of them lined up here in a display. You can see what the devices look like here. Most of them.
Apple has one.
Yep.
Comcast, is that it?
Yeah, Chromecast, it's Google. And then Roku, and then Amazon. These are going to be your four major ones that you're looking at when you're looking at these type of devices. Now, if you don't have one of those HDMI ports on your old TV, there are older TVs that don't have them. You will have these RCA ports. You'll see the yellow, red, and white. You probably remember these connections in the back of TVs. You can get, if you can find on one of the older Rokus like this one that have these, you can use that, or you just get an adapter. This will connect to the back of your old TV, and then the Roku or Amazon stick, whatever you purchased, is going to plug in over here. So you do have options for if you have a real old TV and it's in a back room somewhere or something, and you don't want to get rid of it or anything, you can still attach these devices to that type of a TV. Any questions?
Donna.
Yeah?
What is HDMI?
Okay, it's right here. This is the port. It's high definition media interface, something like that.
That's right.
When we came out, am I right? Good. When we came out with HD, this is the connection that got created for the TVs to support high definition. Because before that, we had this. It's just the red, yellow, the RCA cabling like
And-
this.
And
So you have-
some TVs still have both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. There was a transition period.
Yes.
So your TV may have both the HDMI and these.
So you have the HDMI is just the connection to
Mhm.
that the
Right.
streaming stick.
You just look in the back of your TV and you look at the ports. You may have one. Some TVs might just have one. Some might have two of them. If it's an older TV, it might just have one. And then later on, as more, people were connecting more devices, then they started having two connections on the back of the TV.
Donna, if you have a wall-mounted TV, there's enough room to put the Roku or whatever device in the.
Yeah. And you might have to,
Like pull it out.
you have to pull it out. Those frames that they mount the TVs on, they are meant to pull out a little bit. Then they're not going to go far, so don't yank on them. But they are meant to pull out a little bit. You might have to look for your manual or ask someone how to do it because these TVs are heavy. Be careful. I would don't do this on your own. Have someone there to help you. But they should slide out a little bit so you can get. Or if you've got small enough hands, you might be able to get to the port. You might have to get a mirror and a flashlight and kind of look around to see where it is on the back of the TV, since once it's already mounted to the wall. But a mirror and a flashlight works wonders. Definitely you can take a quick look to see at least where it is and if you can get to it.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you need. If you get this little converter thing, if you have an older TV, you can get these on Amazon pretty cheap, these converters, and then you can just purchase anything will fit into it. Once you have that HDMI connection. All right. Any other questions?
Donna, I have a question. This is
Uh-huh.
Eileen.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi. I have an older TV and I don't have cable, but they installed for free a Flex box.
A flex box.
That's from Comcast.
Oh, Comcast.
Yeah. So is this going to mess up if I get the Roku or Fire Stick or anything?
It'll depend on the ports you have on the back of the TV. So look and see what you have.
Okay.
Because you're connecting to, if it's a cable box, is that Flex just like a regular, like one of those? I have one of those in one of my back bedrooms. The cable company gives you those boxes.
Yeah, for free.
To get, for free. You work off your broadcasts, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I know on my TV, it's connecting with a coax connector.
Oh,
So
okay.
if that's the case, you still have ports free on that TV probably.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you can still hook up.
Thank you.
Donna,
Uh-huh.
Donna, the Fire Stick, you have to decode it or something, someone told me?
Decode it?
Well, you have to put in codes in it so that it will work, someone told me. The Fire
Oh, so it works with your TV?
Yeah, is that what you
Yeah, you'll have to run a setup. Yeah. And it might have codes for the older TV. That could be a possibility. I haven't set one.
New TV. A year old, 2 years old. So I wouldn't have to do that.
Oh, no, that'll be fine. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Roku. We'll start with Roku. Probably the most popular. It was the first, really. They were the first ones out on the scene. Whoa, I don't know how long ago it was, but my first Roku was one of the ones with the RCA jacks. No HDMI. It was an old one. It has the most streaming apps as far as the options of the apps that you can run on it. It does have the simplest interface out of all of them and the best search. And one of the comments people make, for instance, about Amazon Fire and some of these other ones is they do push their platform a little bit. Amazon, Apple, and Google have TV shows, and so they have a lot of their own content and they will push it. Well, Roku doesn't, they're not in that game. They don't have TV channels or anything like that. So they're pretty supportive to everyone on their devices. And then if you have the Roku Plus, it's one of the cheapest TV streaming options with the 4K to have 4K as far as the to get that 4K support. And they have an AirPlay update. So if you are an Apple person and maybe you don't want to spend all that money on the Apple 4K, or you don't like it for some reason, Roku might be an alternative for you because you can connect all your Apple devices that way to your TV using AirPlay. So let's take a look at the Roku website just so you can see what this looks like. It's always good to take a look at what devices they have so you can get a feel for them. They have some new, all of these are expected in May. They've updated their Express 4K. They have the Plus now. And it does HD, 4K, and HDR, which is another high resolution format. It's got really good color. This one's only $40. But it's about to come out. Now, this is an interesting product that Roku has. They have a stream bar. So if you want sound, if you're interested in adding a sound bar to your TV, they've got Dolby Audio with this one. And you can add all those features. The Roku is built into the sound bar. So this could be an option if someone's looking at adding sound. This is the new one, the Pro. They have the regular one, which is just the stream bar. And then they have a new remote that they're coming out with here that has, you can put earphones in there so you can have private listening through the remote. So this is a new remote. It does have a rechargeable battery and a lost remote finder. So these are new products that are coming out. And when we're looking at the channels here, they have free channels, and then they have all of these devices have some type of free channels attached to them, and besides the paid ones like Netflix and Hulu and anything you might add. So you can explore the different, all the major apps for streaming can be run on these. Here's the popular ones. They have free TV, all the free channels that can be put on here. Live TV, if you're going to go live, especially if you're cutting the cord. These are some of the live ones. And music, they can stream music. So let's take a look at their products here. And we'll look at their, I'm going to go up here actually and look at their streaming players. They have audio products, and they've expanded their line. Let's just look at the streaming players here. They have a little comparison. There's the Express. This one just does HD. This is going to be the lowest cost one, $25. If you're not worried about 4K yet, you can get this one. It has a very simple remote, though. It does not have any voice control. So you can't say, find me Big Sky or one of these, TV shows that are on it. It's just a very simple remote. If you go to the Express 4K Plus, this is the one that will do the 4K and the HDR. And it has the remote with the voice control. And then they have their Streaming Stick Plus. Now this will plug in the back of the TV directly, just it's a stick. Now this one is, like they say here, it's great for wall-mounted TVs because you're not going to have these other devices, it's a little box that you have to put it somewhere. So if you have nothing around your TV, you might want to go for the stick because you're just going to stick it in the back of the TV at that point. And this has the voice control also. So just to show you here, And then they have the Ultra. This one's $100, but this has got Dolby Vision. This is a, very spectacular kind of a enhancement to the video. They have a lost remote finder. It's a little box. It still plugs into the back of your TV, but you're going to have either attach that box stick it to the, if you have a wall mounted TV, you're going to have to stick it somehow if you don't have a table or something near your wall mounted. So that's one thing to be aware of, but it has private listening, and that's what they mean by private listening. It's that little, you can attach these special earbuds to your remote. And then they have the stream bar. If you want to do that type of, you want to add the audio, the music bar to it. And then the Pro, which is going to be coming out, which is even more cinematic sound. It's going to be a more enhanced sound bar. If you're looking for that type of thing, this is what their products look like. Now, they do have retailer exclusives too. And this is an interesting thing. When they have exclusives for retailers, you really got to take a look at what you're getting. Like, for instance, here's the Roku Express 4K. Now, it's not the Plus, okay? Here's the Plus. And what it is, and let's see the price here, the Plus here is $40. So at Walmart, it's $35. But it's a simple remote. So you lose the voice control. So for $5, you're not going to get voice control. So, it's something to be aware of when you're shopping, when they have special models for a big box store. So just make sure you're aware that, it's not the Plus. And Best Buy, I think this one here ends up being the same one. They have a headphone edition, the Streaming Stick Plus. Yeah, this is actually pretty good because it's $50 regularly. And then for $10 more at Best Buy, you're getting that remote where you can plug in the headset. So, really look at these. I like the fact that they are talking about it on their website, because a lot of manufacturers, they do special models for Best Buy, for Walmart, for Target, and they don't really tell you that there's show you the differences. So I really respect what Roko's doing here, is they're telling you, okay, this is the Walmart one, but it's just the simple remote. You're not going to get that voice controlled remote. So just be on the alert if you're out shopping. Don't impulse buy. Anytime you're looking at technology, I like to do this. I like to go to the site and look and see what they have and know your models. And when you're at Walmart or something, don't go, oh, there it is, and grab it. Look at the box and look and see, make sure that it is the model that you were looking for on the web or something like that. So don't fall for that trap. And this one here, the Ultra LT, this is another Walmart exclusive here. And here's the regular one. I'm trying to think if there's much of a difference between this one. It's got the voice remote with the private listening for $99. This one's $70. See, it's going to be light. I'm wondering if it doesn't have, one thing they don't mention, it's going to be quad core. It's a more powerful box, this Ultra. But what I don't see them mentioning here is the Dolby Vision, all this stuff. So I think you're losing that part. So it's a lighter version. Anyone have any questions? Just to, point out some things. That's what I'm trying to help you out here. Linda?
Donna, will this pull in local TV channels as well, or do we lose that?
They do have some of the free channels.
Oh, so
And
like I could get CBS, ABC, Fox News.
yeah, through the local.
Yeah.
You should too. Is anybody doing this type of setup with Roku right now where they can get the local?
So I would eliminate the cable boxes that I'm paying for per month
She's asking people if they're.
on each TV.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a limited amount of what you can watch, though, with those. Is someone to have something to say?
On my Roku, I can get the regular channels as well as the Hulu, the Netflix, you know, but I look mostly at what I can get for free.
Right. And it's not on cable, right? You're not connected to cable.
No, I let go, I cut the cord.
There you go.
Let cable go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cable and streaming do not get along.
Well, yeah, your traditional cable people like Comcast and was it Cox Communication, Optimum, they hate these guys. It's killing them.
Well, you know
yeah.
what? You know what happened? I noticed that my cable bill went down.
Oh.
And I was telling my brother, and he said, because the streaming, that's why they're putting it down, because they know they're getting competition.
Oh yeah, they got competition right now.
And I'm going to call them to see if they will lower the bill even more.
Try it. Good for you. Yeah, threaten them.
Yeah. Because I didn't ask them to do anything. They just did it.
Yeah.
So they know they're in trouble.
Yeah, it's very competitive.
When I bought mine, I never had cable. Never had it. So I just went just for the internet option from Xfinity, and it was only like $39.99. I thought they were going to make me bundle. They don't do that anymore.
No. I think they're just happy to get the internet access from people now. They get something, right? Yeah, so the Roku. So now when we are talking about those local stations, it depends on the area you're in and how close you are to towers. So be aware, if you live in a city, you're going to have everything probably available over the air. But if you are a distance away from a city, you might have some limitations. You know, that's the type of thing you're just going to have to test it out and see. Just be aware of that. But, you know, even if you end up finding out that you don't have very many good options in the area you're in, well, then start looking at some of the streaming services, because there are services that you could add cheaply that will give you either free access or a very minimal cost. It's not going to be as expensive as cable. So just keep that in mind.
But Donna, what I did find out, it depends on where in the room the TV is. On some TVs, I can get certain local channels, and in some rooms, I can't get them.
Right, because the signal's getting blocked because you're using, you know, the antenna.
So I just sit in another room. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, because those are looking at an antenna. Those local ones that you're picking up, they're not really picking them up over the internet. Your other channels on the Roku are going to be streamed through your Wi-Fi connection, but those local channels are kind of dependent on, and you could get antennas, get an HD antenna, see if you can get a better connection with it or something like that for the local.
Donna, my husband still has a question. Like, does anybody know, does Roku pick up like the Fox News channel?
Yes, mine does.
It does?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's also CNN?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. And Bonnie, just out of curiosity, what are you near a city, or are you out where?
I'm in Houston.
And you're in Houston. Okay. So you're getting a lot of this because you're in a city. So I mean, you'll have to just try it. It's hard to say with the broadcast, you know, it depends on how close you are to towers and everything.
And some of it I don't get. So, you know, my cable bill was just getting to be exorbitant.
Oh yeah. Mine keeps going up too.
I just let it go because the grandchildren wanted to look at cartoons and then somebody else wanted to look at something else. And
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Donna, does anybody know if Major League Baseball is picked up on Roku?
I get it.
You get it?
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask what team you watch?
I'm not a sports fan, but I have grandboys who look at CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox.
Friday
And
gets
then
most
there
of the
is
most
a
major
sports channel that they look. Yes,
Right.
there's a sports channel that they look at.
They do pick up ESPN?
Yes,
It's not on ESPN. It's an individual.
but only in one room.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. All
My-
right.
Saying that it will not pick up Major League Baseball, and that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, you might have issues with some of the sports channels. Those are always tricky with streaming.
So then you'd have to go back and pick up some cable, basic cable.
No, there are some streaming services that address sports too. You know, you could look at the ESPN Plus or some of these others. You could try them out to see if if they cover the channels that you're looking for.
And the ones I have are loud and clear. They were excited about that basketball a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, the March Madness.
Right.
All right. So we're going to move on. Let's talk a little bit about Chromecast, Google Chromecast. It has changed a little bit. Originally, Chromecast was an option where you had to cast from your mobile device. You started the movie on your mobile device which was kind of awkward, but they've changed it now. It has Google TV attached to the Chromecast now. You can still mirror and cast from your phone if you want to with Google Chromecast, but now they act just like all the other boxes. They have Dolby Vision, which is really good, and it's the cheapest one to get Dolby Vision. Because the Roku, to get Dolby Vision, you're moving into the $100 range. So for Chromecast, it's pretty good that you can get it at a lower model. And the Google Assistant has a very good search capability. And it does integrate with all the Google services like Google Photos, your YouTube TV. This is a good option if you're an Android user or for anyone that's really deep into Google apps. You'll be happy with the Chromecast. Only one thing that's weird about Chromecast is if you only have one YouTube account, you're going to be fine, but it's awkward because to switch from one YouTube account to another, if you have multiple, accounts in the household, you've got to log in and out. Where Amazon, you can switch really quick between YouTube, accounts, which is odd because Google owns YouTube. I don't know what that's all about. So that's the only thing. If you have multiple YouTube accounts and you're a big YouTube users, maybe the Amazon, because it does switch better with the YouTube. I mean, they might fix that down the line. This newer Chromecast is new for Google. And let's take a look at what we're looking at here for Chromecast. This gives you an idea of what the screen looks like. They do give you recommendations. They look at what you watch and they'll give recommendations of shows for you to watch. Let me scroll down here. Let me do a compare. So these are the streamers. This is the old style we were talking about, just plugs in the back of the TV. And you had to do a cast or a mirror from your phone. The newer one, the Chromecast with Google TV, has a remote. It acts just like all the Roku and all the others. So different in price. It did add $20 to the cost. But when you look at and they have different colors, 3 different colors that you can choose from. But the resolution is now 4K. You're going to get the 4K, the HDR, which is that vivid color. And of course, you can have the remote with Google Assistant. You can ask Google Assistant for any of the channels that you're looking for. You can browse all your content. You can connect to all your smart home devices if you're using any of those, the Nest and all that stuff, that you'll be able to do that. And you can cast from both the iPhone and Android. So either device will work with this. And coming in they say the first half of 2021, you can play games at Stadia if you're a game player. So this is the Chromecast, what they have here. Not like Roku, where you've got a million little choices. It's pretty clear. I would go with the with the Google TV one. I would not get the older one. Definitely go with that one. And for the price, it's still not bad at, $50. And when we talk about Apple TV 4K, it really is the best streaming video available out of all these devices. It's just unfortunately $180. This is a best fit, though. If you're a household that has all Apple products, you probably already have this in your house. It works seamlessly with everything. They have an Apple arcade game service that you can attach to, and the Apple TV service, the streaming app, of course, is integrated with this. It's not compatible with 4K or HDR videos from YouTube. It has to do with the video file type. With the devices, it just can't read those files from YouTube yet. It probably will at some point. But if you're a big YouTube, you like to watch a lot of stuff on YouTube and you enjoy watching some of the 4K stuff, this is not a device for you until they get that part worked out. So let's take a look at the 4K. It's what it looks like, little remote. It's a box. It's not a stick. Let's see if we can find the specs here so you can see what it looks like. Just the remote, the device here. Now they do give you, it has a lot of memory. The 179 one is 32 gigs. Like Amazon, those sticks, they're only 8 gigs. So the storage on these are really big. You can get a 64 gig. And of course, you're using Siri. You'll be using Siri for voice control.
When you say I'm sorry. When you say storage, what would you be storing on it?
You will have some devices do allow a DVR type feature, and they will let you store something. So on the higher end, like Roku, if you go to the higher end, I think possibly the Ultra has that capability. You will see some of that. Apple TV, another thing to note too, you have an Ethernet port. So if you do a lot of streaming, high def, on most of our internet connections, we have a Wi-Fi router, but the back of that router does have a connection, and it can be quite a difference in speed. Just be aware of that. Just in my own house, I know that I get my Wi-Fi is probably about 6 megabits per second or 8, something like that. But when I plug a cable in here, I get about 30 or 40. So it's quite a difference in speed. So be aware of that. If you have issues with your Wi-Fi, then you might want to, connect with the Ethernet.
Donna,
Mm-hmm.
you record and save on these devices?
It's minimal. It's not like a regular DVR. But some of these streaming services have DVR functions to them, like YouTube TV. You have unlimited DVR function with them, where you can record anything you want and watch it later. So some of the streaming services will offer these. It's a virtual DVR, though. It's not a physical. I know we're used to kind of having a physical box. These would all be virtual.
So on YouTube TV, I could record Fox News or CNN.
Yeah, and it's unlimited. I believe that's the one that's unlimited. So they're just they got gigs everywhere.
Just figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really encourage you to take that streaming services class that I have, because we really go through the gamut on that one. All right. And then the Amazon Fire TV. If you're already an Amazon person, you're deep in Amazon. You're a Prime member. You've got the Alexas in every room. Well, you probably want to stay with the Amazon Fire. It really fits well if you have a smart home setup with all the Amazon devices. It will work with all that. And it's good if you have multiple YouTube accounts. You can easily switch from one account to the other. Now, they have a device called a Fire TV Cube. And we're going to take a look at that in a second. And this is quite a device because it acts more like an Alexa type device that happens to do TV on the side than being a streaming device. Because you can control everything. You can control your security cameras, your lighting. It does everything, the sound. So let's take a look over here at what Amazon has. These are the streaming devices they have here. For $20, they have the Fire TV Stick Light. Nice little device here. You've got your voice remote. It has a voice remote for $20. That's actually a really good deal for when you look at some of the others. The one thing it'll show you in this compare what they have and what they don't have. If you want to do 4K, now you're going to have to get the Fire TV Stick 4K, and that will be $50. And here's the Fire TV Cube I was talking about. It's $120, but if you're looking to really integrate everything, this could be the device for you. So looking at these, the Cube has 16 gigs of storage compared to the others. 8 gigs is a lot. Some of the Roku devices, by the way, don't have 8 gigs, the lower end. So this Amazon Fire Stick has some pretty good power behind it. It's a quad-core processor, which is pretty good. The Cube is a hexa-core, so that's a lot of different little CPUs in that one. And all of these have voice remotes. So just to give you an idea of what Amazon offers. Forbes did a review just last month on all of these people, and they came out what their best is. I'm going to send you at the end, in all my classes, at the end of the class, you'll get a lengthy email. and there will be a link to this article so you can read it. So they put up, overall, they said the Roku Streaming Stick Plus is probably the best one overall. The best media for Amazon, they said the Fire TV Cube. They liked what it did there. It is kind of a unique device because it does, the music. It's a speaker. It just does everything. And then for Android users, they recommend the Chromecast Ultra for that. And the best device for iPhone users, they still will advise to get the Apple TV 4K. And the best budget for Amazon is that Fire Stick 4K. They like the 4K. And the budget for Roku, the Express. And then if you're a gamer, then we haven't talked about these people. NVIDIA has a Shield Pro. This is another option if you are interested in games. This one's not talked about very much, NVIDIA. They've been around a long time. They started out doing graphics cards. Boy, I wish I bought stock in them back then when they started. Really nice graphics cards, and they do all types of things. But this is good if you're into games. But they have a nice little compare button. So if you want to look at this, if you're really interested, I'll give you the link to this. But they compare themselves to the Fire Cube, the Amazon, the big cube, Apple TV, and the Roku Ultra. So they're looking at the more high-end items here, and they will show you what they cover and what the others don't. So you can take a look at, some of their comparison here, if you'd like. It's just another option out there. And this one, especially if they say if you're a gamer, if you like to do games. And I would imagine it's good because of the video, because this company started out with video, so they're really good at that. So I would imagine, I'm not surprised to hear that they are the #1 for gaming. So that was not a shock to see that come up on the screen. Let me check for.
You mentioned a moment ago storage. Does the Roku device have storage? Is it a storage function similar to what a DVR would be? Can you help me understand?
Let me see what they had here for. Look if they have. I'm looking to see now if any of these mention storage. I thought I'd seen something about that. Let's see. Yeah, I would have to dig in a little deeper to see. I thought I had heard about it in one of the reviews I watched. Let's see if I hit the compare. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I'll check on that and I'll put it in the email at the end.
Thanks very much.
The storage for Roku. All right. Let's see what other questions people have.
Donna?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me get the camera on.
So Janet, you can have a subscription to all the, all these devices will let you have the different subscriptions, Hulu, Netflix, all that type of thing. You can download the apps onto their devices. On all of the websites that I showed you, they will have a section where they'll show you what apps that they support. So I encourage you to take a look at what they do support to make sure that if you have a particular app that streaming app you're interested in using, to make sure that they do support it. Because those type of things change, with licensing and stuff, they do change from time to time. So you do want to double check on that on the website. Was there a question? Go ahead, Karen.
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't get my video to work. I inherited some stuff from my son, and one of the things was a complete unopened Fire TV stick.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just an older version of what they have now? I think
it could be. You could go look on the Amazon. You'll get the link in the email. Check it out. See which one it is.
But it says it works best if it's used with the USB port.
Oh, so that's older.
Yeah. So they
put it on eBay. Someone will buy that.
I was going to use it.
Oh, you're going to use it? Okay, there you go. You can use it. Yeah, go use it. Try it out. Even some of the ones that are older, I mean, they still will probably function fine. Some of them, maybe there might be a streaming app that won't work on them for whatever reason, or you might not have, you're not going to get 4K from that probably. It'll be just regular HD probably. Yeah. But try it out. Give it a spin.
I just got rid of a 1996 TV for a smart TV.
Did you?
I'm not exactly on top of things.
Yeah. And your smart TV has some, it's got either Roku or Amazon inside. All the smart TVs have something.
There we go. See, this is what it looks like. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can try it out.
This just plugs in?
Yeah, you can.
And then it's going to stick out like that?
Yeah, they just hang like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. If your TV doesn't have USB though, but you could connect it to your laptop and try it out.
Remote too. Oh.
And just attach it to your laptop and see what it looks like.
Very cool.
Now, and we're just talking about, live TV with just an antenna too. You can do that. They have HD TV antennas that you could attach to an old TV. And you can, of course, these streaming sticks, all of these can be attached to an older TV. We're just talking about how you can get, live TV for free from these devices. Again, it depends on where you're living. And if you've got a big mountain right behind you, it's probably going to block a lot of signals or something. It really depends on the area you're in, how, what direct line of sight you are with these towers. So that's the end of our class today. I hope this was helpful for people. Linda, do you have a question?
I do. Why would you have more than one YouTube account?
Oh, you can, if you have multiple people living in your house, they can each have their own, and then they can save their own channels and put up their own videos. You have your own login account.
Okay.
So.
They cost, right?
No, you can get on. We have classes on YouTube. You can get on YouTube and you can just log in. I want you to hear. Create your own account, and you can save playlists and different things like that. That's why, yeah. So that's why you would have multiple accounts. Go ahead, Veronica.
Hi. I was late on other things going on. Unfortunately, I really wanted this class, so I just want to know: are you going to offer this again?
Oh yeah, they'll be offering it again.
Wonderful, because
yeah, it'll be.
I am living antiquated. Do you hear me?
It's it's a bright new world.
Yes.
A lot of things going on in this area. Okay. So I want to thank everyone for attending today. Hopefully this was helpful for you. You can get a copy of the recording by emailing help@getsetup.io.
Oh, okay.
And we do have an Amazon Alexa class if you're interested in learning more about Alexa. I do have the Understanding Current TV Streaming Services. That's the other class. That's what it's called. You can look for that coming up in the classes. And I do have an Amazon Prime class where we talk about all the benefits that come with your Amazon Prime account. All righty. So you'll get a feedback form. Go ahead and fill out the feedback form. Any class ideas you have or anything like that, put them in there also. I'm looking for people interested in art and music if you want to get involved more with Get Set Up, and just make a note that you'd like to talk to Donna about that, and they'll get that message out to me.
When you say art, do you mean the actual doing art or art history or something like that?
Either one. If you're interested, Karen, I can reach out to you if you'd like to learn more.
I am.
Go ahead. Who said I am? Carol?
Carol.
Okay. Yeah, you can have a love of art or music, or you can be an artist or a musician, either one. I would definitely looking for some people to work with. All right, everyone. Go ahead and put your messages again in the feedback, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Donna.
Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Take care.
Yep, be good. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Peace, everyone.